Hey you guys, welcome to another episode of Boss Talks. I'm Kevon, your host, the CEO of Entrepreneur Consulting. And today with me, I have Shawn Spencer and Michael Hines, and I will let them introduce themselves and tell you guys what they do.
My name is Michael Hines. Currently own a trucking company, MC2 Transport, and founded in 2016.
Okay, hey, how you doing, guys? I'm Shawn Spencer. I have a home remodeling company and also interior design company with my wife, and we started this about 3 years ago, and it's going great.
So my first question is, how did you guys get into entrepreneurship?
Would you like to start, Shawn?
I got fired one time from my best friend, and after that, it was over. I used to work at the Empire State Building, and we literally started at the same time. We worked our way up, and then he got a certain position, and he started acting crazy, and then we got in an argument, and he told the boss, and I got fired. After that, I said I'm not working for anybody else.
So wow.
That's interesting, but sometimes that's how it goes. You put other people in the position to control your livelihood, and at some point you're like, wait a minute, hold up, can't do that anymore, because then they fire you.
Yep.
How about you, Michael? How did you get into entrepreneurship?
Well, I got into it. I just took a leap of faith, and pretty much what I did. My wife's sister was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. So, in order for her not to resent me for not making that transition down to the Carolinas, I gave it a year. After that, we currently moved down. I left my job as a case manager working at a juvenile facility, and I was doing good there, but it was just time to go. And I took a leap of faith, and it just worked out. Went from 1 truck to 6 trucks.
Wow. So how did you grow your trucking company?
Pretty much what I did was I just saw the numbers, and once I saw the numbers, it worked for me. And at first it was kind of stagnant, but as time progressed, I had people that was in my corner like Shawn, pretty much promoting everything that I was doing, and just keep going. And I bought the second truck. After the second truck, the second truck paid for all the bills, and it gave me my profits. And third truck, I was able to live freely. And I haven't worked for anybody since 2016.
Wow. Okay, and Shawn, tell us how you started your company.
My dad taught me how to do a lot of home stuff in middle school. So therefore, I knew how to do all this stuff. But I did carpentry work, everything in the house. From there, I worked for Empire State Building, printing companies. I did real estate, and then it always was in the back of my head that I always wanted to do this because it was just something I like to do, So then I started about 4 years ago, and from there it just took off.
Do you do more commercial or home?
I do commercial and residential.
Okay. How did you find your niche? How did you find your target market?
One of those things where I'm not scared to talk, so I'm just out there, and that's how it went from family to buying this house and doing it for everybody to see it to our first 2 good clients, and from there it just took off.
Which is beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
It looks like it was in a magazine. I'm talking about centerfold, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, my next question is, what has been the most difficult part of starting a business?
The most difficult part? What do you think?
The most difficult part on my side is drivers. Literally, drivers is hard to come by, good drivers. I would say that's the number one thing. The trucks is, being able to make money while you're sleeping is awesome. It's amazing.
That residual income.
Residual income is definitely great, and just not having to worry about anything. I like that, but when you get a driver that sees how much money you make, or you're younger than the older drivers, it's kind of like, how you telling me what to do, and I've been doing this longer than you, but obviously I'm the one that has the business.
The authority.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that's the hardest part when it comes to trucking, just finding good quality drivers.
And I say that's the same for me, workers, basically. It's hard to find workers to get the job done and know what they're doing and can complete it when you're not there, basically. So I would say that.
Wow. Okay. I get that.
Yeah.
What about starting up? When you guys started your business, did you have anyone help you, or did you do everything on your own?
I did everything myself.
Everything.
Everything. And just read and tried to learn and trial and error.
Right.
I messed the code. I'm sorry, guys.
That's a part of the process. I tell you guys all the time, failure is a part of the process. So
Yeah, you have to
Just
fail
learning.
forward. YouTube was mine. I just pretty much I just knew that I didn't want to work for anybody. And I said, I just got this thing that I believe, elevation and levitation. So for me, I believe if you're able to levitate, you're able to stay in that one position to hold your position in life. So as elevation, you can work your way up in different companies and fields, and you can pretty much lose it all by someone telling you you're fired.
Right.
So,
or something like COVID-19, like what we're going through right now. Like you just never know what tomorrow holds for anybody. But I think that's very interesting that you guys learn how to do everything on your own. Like I preach research. Like always look up every single thing. But then at some point, the research has to, okay, this is enough, and I'm about to jump out the window.
Gotta try it.
I'm about to jump out the window.
That's it.
What has been your biggest success thus far?
I think mine was when we went viral on our first project, actually.
Oh, wow.
And Z Gallery and everybody was hitting us up and wanted to do sponsorships and things like that.
That's awesome.
And that's where it was like, oh, I could do this for real. Like, you know, I could do this.
Z Gallery's on my Pinterest.
Yeah,
so.
you know. But other than that, I think that was a big one for me. And then when I landed my first commercial deal, we did Wingstops, me and my dad. But that was like, that was it.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, we did the furniture in there, all the little booths and stuff. They was all raggedy. We did that. And I think that was the biggest right there.
Okay. How about for you?
For me, it was honestly when I made my first million. I was in 2018.
Wow.
Honestly, so I was just so spooked about like a person of mine where I come from. How can I make this much money? And honestly, as well as you can get it, you can lose it. So I mean, just to get back is always good because I took on clients that actually believed in me, and I afforded them an opportunity where they can make money while they're sleeping, and have a check coming in every week without having to work for anybody, or you don't have to be there to watch your business run. And if you believe in the process, so shall it be.
I agree. I definitely rather make money without doing the work. Because I've probably already put in so much work before for free that at this point, I just need to see it coming in when I wake up in the morning like, oh, let me put this on my Excel spreadsheet. What has been, besides like finding workers, like a low point in being an entrepreneur? Because I feel like a lot of times we talk about the successes and like how great things are going, but people need to know that this is a struggle too. Like being an entrepreneur isn't easy. So
you got to keep going.
What would you say, like maybe your biggest failure or lesson learned? I'll say that.
I'll say my biggest lesson learned was I spilled a whole gallon of paint all over the car. I like kicked it. It went all over the house, and I had to get the whole carpet done over.
In someone's home.
Yep, the whole.
Wow.
Carpet. Yeah. So that was one of those lessons that I was like, you know what? I got to be more neat, more detailed with my work. And now I structure it to where, everything I do is like, if I got paint, it's in the corner. On like plastic, it's out the way. I would never kick it again. Stuff like that.
It created a routine, like a procedure for you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because you sound like you did that job for free.
Yeah.
Basically. Basically. I had a couple jobs. It was like broken TVs, things like that. A couple little things. It's not my fault, but it's like stuff happens. So it's just one of those things where, you just got to be more careful, be more alert. So definitely.
Absolutely.
For me, it was pretty much like I kind of felt like I had a gambling problem. The money was coming in so fast. I can kind of like gamble 13, 20,000 away and lose it actually, and just like I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get it back. I mean, it was cool in the beginning, but then as my accountant looks at, hey, where's all your money going? And for me, I'm gonna make it up. I'm gonna get it back, And just knowing one time when I was at the casino, me and my brother went to Vegas, and it was a Christmas. I think this was 17. My son, I wanted him to have a great Christmas, and
that's our parents too.
That Christmas was the worst Christmas of my life.
No.
Honestly, because of like my son probably only had like 2 toys, and I ain't gonna lie, it hurt. But at the same token, it was my fault. I gambled the house money away, and I said I would never do that again. So I still gamble here and there.
That's definitely a lesson.
But now I just kind of like I take ownership as I was showing Sean, like, I believe I got apps where I save for my kids now. You know, my son and my daughter. Acorn is one of them. And pretty much, I have my financial advisor put money away with him every month. So I'm saving the little money that I have to play with for the week. You know, even him, he'd be like, man, you spend $2,000 in a week or $3,000. I'm like, that's because I was going out every day. So now I've learned to kind of like scale back. like I've learned to scale back, and with me scaling back and staying in the house and, you know, spending more time with my kids is like, it's better. But sometimes I just feel like you said, a failure. You know, I be in the house and I play with my kids, and after that, everybody go to sleep early. So I don't have anything to do. You get what I'm saying? So I'll go have a drink and be like, babe, I'll be back. And then it just goes from 1 drink, 2 drinks, to paying for the whole bar. So, you know, I've learned my lesson.
Well, let me know when you're going out.
So,
just kidding.
But that's it, though. That's, for me, that's it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite things about being entrepreneurs?
Time.
Absolutely, time.
My time.
Time is
I can do anything I want, be anywhere I want, and knowing that a project is getting completed. So that's one thing.
The freedom.
Yeah.
That freedom. Like, so many people measure wealth and success by how much money you make and how much material things you own. And for me, it's just like, yeah, I can own all these things, but when do I have the time to use them? Or when do I have the time to spend my money? Or the freedom to go where I want to go and do what I want to do. Like, the money means nothing without the time. Like, I'm really glad y'all said that, because
it's true.
So many people don't realize that. Like, they see, you know, the highlight reels and people flaunting all of these nice things, and it's like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that.
No, that's a myth.
Yeah.
Remember,
that's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work behind the scenes.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot, because you know, as fast as you can get it, as quick as you can lose it. Right? Honestly, I know that for a fact. And there's, like I said, there's times where you just like, man. Like, I started to, you know, rethink things. Like, hey, should I bought that car? Why spend $40,000 when I can have a house for $1 million? You know what I'm saying? But not knowing that, like me and Sean just talking, like, if you don't ask questions, you'll never know. So when we spoke the other day and you told me, hey, we can do this and you can make this amount of money and you can get approved for a $1.5 million home, I started thinking, like, I never knew that. Because I thought it was supposed to be 3 times the amount. But different programs for everybody. Multiple programs out there. So.
And that's what the good thing about networking. Like, I believe the term, your network is your net worth.
That's a fact.
Because who you align yourself with and who you know can completely change your perspective on life and everything else. And you never know what you're going to learn. Like, I always say, you can learn from a baby to the oldest person in the world. Like, you never know if you never have a conversation.
Right.
My next question, how do you gentlemen market your businesses?
Online, free, and word of mouth all day long.
All day.
Oh, you know.
Free advertising.
For me, it's just word of mouth. Like, I don't promote, you know, I just started getting into the, like, going on Instagram and Facebook and posting videos, and I started getting a lot of views, and a lot of guys started reaching out to me and, hey, yo, I'm thinking about this, doing this. Like, you know, can you show me the game and show me how I was ran?
Social media marketing has taken over.
It's big.
Social media can make you a millionaire, literally.
It's big.
Social media marketing is like, no one reads newspapers anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
People barely watch TV because we all got Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus. Actually, you might need to cut that because they're not sponsoring me. Just kidding. But, you know, no one watches regular television anymore except maybe my grandma who watches the news every day.
Right.
But the things that are being promoted on commercials, she just want a Pepsi and some peppermint. You know what I mean?
You gotta have a team too, though. Like like I said, I believe in, you know, creating jobs for more people.
Absolutely.
And if you have it where you can share, like, marketing tools, like as far as social media, things you did for me, honestly, you know, I begged you, like, please help me. And you was like, no, I don't do that, but I will do this. So that was big, and it was like, honestly, when I know you probably thought he probably playing. I moved the next day, Sean.
Yeah.
Hey, Key, how you feeling? Like, you think you'll be able to do this interview? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we put it together, and I spoke with my business partner, and he's like, I think that's a great idea. And he actually took more of an interest. He actually got me back on my feet because, you know, I was complacent. I was content with what I'm doing and money coming in. But he's like, no, it can be bigger.
Absolutely.
There's bigger. There's more. Like, just look beyond just this part.
That's that mindset.
Yeah.
That mindset. You were like, can you help me please? And I'm like, I know my lane.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes when you're starting out, because I'm an entrepreneur, you know, I've started other businesses, but you know, in my mind, if you haven't been in the game a couple decades, you're not a vet. You know, I've only been doing this a little bit of time. So it's like trying to find your niche and your target market. Like, I know my lane and I know certain things I'm not an expert at. And when people try to do so many things and have their hands in so many baskets, they can't focus on one and become an expert. Now, I'm a firm believer in learning about a lot of things. Like, my mom always tells me, you're a jack of all trades and a master of none. And I was like, yeah, but a master of some is better than a master of none. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like, I might not know everything, but I know a little bit about a lot of it, you know? And I can, you know, hold a conversation about several things that people may not even expect. But once again, like, you know, when you were like, hey, I'm like, that's not what I do. That's not me.
She said, that's not what I do. and I'm sitting in there looking like, you know, people categorize other people and, you know, just paint this different picture. She don't know me. I got on a hoodie. Some people, you know, classify me as a gangster. Some people might think I'm a drug dealer because of the cars, and that's not it. So when you speak to me, just get to know me. Then you can pass judgment then. But, you know, that's how I go.
Absolutely.
She gave me an opportunity, though.
What are your essential tools for success? Like, what is something that you do every day or something that you use every day that contributes to you being successful as a whole?
I pray. Tell you that.
That's real.
That is my most common answer.
And tell you that.
I think that's what I'm expecting from everyone. But it's my most common answer, and I love it every time I hear it. Every single time.
I pray. Yeah. Same thing. I think about my kids. That's the main thing. I think about my family. Because, you know where I come from, Far Rockaway, both of us. Like, we met up, I didn't even know he was here. So, you know, same block, everything. Like, you know, he's from North, I'm from Edgemere. So it was just like, backstory is, it's mean.
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
That's like Royal Rumble in the bump. You know what I mean? So it was like, you know, just to get through that, it was major. And knowing that I don't want my kids to ever relive what I lived, you get what I'm saying, coming up, no, there's no going back.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's no going back.
You're right.
So that motivation.
That motivates me. Like, God first, and then my family. It's everything.
That's awesome.
You're right. Whatever you said. That was it. Yep.
You let him speak for
That's
you.
the motivation.
You let him speak for you. He can't fire you, so. So it's okay. So you can speak. It's okay. What are like some books or podcasts or like YouTube videos that you guys watch that you would recommend to other people wanting to get into your industry?
I don't even watch a podcast on remodeling. I just follow a lot of people on Instagram that do a lot of different things. Also, you know, designers, people who build homes. I'm in trucking now, so I started following everything trucking. You know, Mike got me on, so I followed everything, just looking at different things, just, you know, do my due diligence and research and stuff like that. So
okay, yeah. And how about you?
Me, honestly, I wasn't a big social media person, but yeah, honestly, like some people, and my boy don't even know, like some of the things he do inspires me to want to do more and to be great. Like I see him doing his podcast. He didn't say nothing about his podcast.
We got the podcast.
But you said,
so you don't listen to podcasts,
but he has
a podcast,
right?
But you didn't want to tell the people about your podcast.
CW King's podcast on Instagram, and we talk about everything. We're just funny. We have a financial. We have talking about clothes. We have my boy B Holland and Boat on there, fresh. We have our, you know, certain categories, but it's dope. Tune in. I forgot all about that. I'm sorry.
Look, I had to put that out there. See, listen, nothing's missed in this meeting, honestly. But he honestly encouraged me to do more and want to do more. Like, this is my first time doing something like this because I come from nothing to trucking. So, and honestly, I just sit back and I just let things happen.
Be on the lookout for the ebook.
Yeah, please, the ebook. Yes. So from nothing to trucking. Listen, you can follow me at MC2 Transport, ILC, on Instagram.
There you go.
And how can we get in touch with you?
On Instagram, my name is IM_Shawn Spencer. And you can follow me on there. Instagram.
Okay, and then I guess my last question or subject at hand would be, what type of inspiration would you leave for someone that wants to be an entrepreneur?
I would say, all honesty, I would say never give up. That's what I would say. I would literally say, like, never give up and keep going even when, you know, you get knocked down. From where I've been, like, I was like up, down, but it's consistency.
Right.
And it's always, you know, you have that goal in the back of your head. Not that you want to be somebody, but what you want to become as a man or as a woman. You
Right.
know, and that's what keeps me going, to be a better man.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I would say, for me, what I would leave with my people is, I would just tell them, like, there's two type of people in this world. You have doers and you have thinkers.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you? You're a doer or you're a thinker? You can be thinking about something. Yo, I want to, get into, flipping houses. 5 years go past. You still talking the same thing.
You still thinking about it.
It's either you're gonna jump into it outright, and you're gonna see if them wings is gonna spread and soar. So you gotta I'm a doer. I'm jumping all the way in.
I'm gonna try it at least.
Like
once.
literally, if there's multiple businesses that I can invest in, I'm gonna do it because something has to hit. It's like me playing blackjack. That's my favorite game.
You better win one time.
Listen, you gotta listen. And then my mantra is, I play $100. I lose $100. Then I play $200. I lose $200. I know eventually I have to win. So now we get to $1,000. So now I have to play. I lost $1,000. I have to play $2,000. I lose $2,000, right? Lose $3,000 altogether. Now I have to play $6,000.
Oh.
That was my last straw. I won it. And then I got a video out. I was at the casino with my mother-in-law. So I told you, and I was just dancing. So it was cool though.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to add and leave us with before we go?
What I would say is
what we got going on now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let them know.
We're coming out with a guide for you guys to basically own your own truck, and it's basically like an investment. You can own your own truck and sit back and do nothing, really. We're going to do all the work for you, honestly. And since my experience in buying a truck, it's wonderful from start. We're about to start on the truck will be kicked off this week coming.
Right.
I would say I want everybody to be in a point in their life where you can just kick back, especially my friends and family that know me, to just have an income coming in, and also, different businesses, So we're going to definitely put something together and teach everybody how to do it. And that should be in Nothing to Trucking?
From Nothing to Trucking.
There you go.
There's going to be some courses, you have a course on there where you can actually go, pretty much go online to follow the course and see if it's something that you're interested in. We have package deals that we are going to offer you guys. But more of the story is, honestly, is making money while you sleep.
That's it.
That drives the engine for you. And I'm just a firm believer of that. And to see it, I will never give up on my baby, because this is my baby. Just as well as you have your business, that's your baby. But when we bring it together, it becomes our baby, and we'll make.
Y'all gotta raise that baby.
Absolutely.
Right. Right.
Absolutely. So, you started, Shawn's ready to go right now. Like, hey, I want another one. I said, hey, man, relax. Get the first one running first.
I'm about to get my food
I said, let me help you put some money in your pocket. And then you go.
I'm ready to get two more right now.
I'm like,
no, he was
jump.
No,
I'm broke, but it's gonna come. So.
He was ready though. He was ready. He was like, hey, what I gotta do? I do it right now.
I need two more right now.
So with the plan that we got, just to break it down, just give you a little snippet of what we're trying to do is pretty much you invest in the company. We have two ways about going about it. One of them are if you invest in the company, actually, probably give a down payment, and then we'll do everything for you. The truck, insurance, everything. So now you just sit back and you collect the check.
Basically.
You sit back and collect the check.
We'll make it that easy.
We can help you set up your own authority, help you get started with running your own trucking business from the dispatching side, because I have my own dispatching services and I have my broker's license as well. So, pretty much a lot of people think you have to pay for these things. Honestly, it is free, but you have to know what you're doing.
Exactly.
So pretty much the information is key, is vital to everyone. So I just want people to know that you can do it all. If you really focus and drive yourself, like, you can get it. You can do it all.
Okay, well, you guys be out on the lookout for that. Once again, I'd like to say thank you to my guests today, Michael Hines and Shawn Spencer. And thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Boss Talk.